Fantastic view over the city. Wow, and boy does it look chilly. Welcome to Dan's on the Street. I am Dan. We're exploring the world city by city, as seen through Google Maps and Google Street View. Today we're in Vladivostok, Russia, sitting here in the Sea of Japan, just a little north of North Korea, on the eastern coast of Russia. An interesting old city. Very interesting terrain, isn't this? Look at the way these streets swirl around. I'm excited to check this out. Let's get on the street and see what we find. Pretty well mapped here with Google Street View. All right, beautiful day out here. Nice tall building there. Let's move down the street. Already enjoying what I'm seeing here. Nice older building here on our right. Nice little design elements. Yellow, older place. Interesting. Oh, a little coffee shop. Definitely a type of place I would drop in, I'm sure. Grab a cup of coffee. Start exploring the city. Uh-oh. Somebody's getting pulled over there, it looks like. I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's move up here. Oh, this is a very pretty old street we're on here. One of the main streets, it seems like. Very nice. Yeah, this is a city of about 600,000 people, so decent size, to say the least. Really good size. Whoa, what's going on with this? This car's getting towed or something. That's an unusual sight. Interesting. I really like the look of these ones. All these buildings through this stretch. Got a great historic look to them. This is a pretty old city, or people have been living in this region for well over 1,000 years. For most of its history, it was part of China. Various Chinese dynasties held it for hundreds and hundreds of years. I like the look of this emblem up there. I think that's the city crest. That's kind of neat, isn't that? Lots of hills here. Again, you could kind of tell from above where it's very hilly, and something about that. The way the streets just kind of roll with the hills and bend around. Getting around must be a bit of a challenge until you learn your way around, I'm sure, but certainly not a grid or anything like that. Nothing wrong with that. People going out, walking on. Again, looks like a really nice day. I like the look of that building. But back in around 1860, I guess China had just lost the Opium War with Great Britain, and they can no longer defend all of their country. This is very beautiful stair exit here. As far as they go, that's a nice one, isn't it? I like the look of that. Is there another one down here? Well, some sort of exterior bracing. Maybe a mounting for signs, I guess. Not quite sure what's going on with that. Clock tower up there. So there was, I guess, there was a deal with Russia, the Treaty of Beijing, and Russia acquired it back in 1860. And the first Russian ship arrived here in June of 1860, and they called it Vladivostok. And oh, look at this iShop. Looks like an Apple Store knockoff there. Nail bar, all kinds of great shopping along this street in here. Photo something. I like that. I always feel like I can slightly read Russian words. Photo. It's like, okay, I get that. But obviously I don't speak Russian. Interesting. Here, look at that. Going down to a lower level. And they began building buildings here as part of the new city then back in 1860 roughly. I'm not sure when some of these buildings here date to, but I would guess, within a few decades of that. This looked like late 1800s, maybe early 1900s, but some of them might date back to, 1880s. Tons of people out and about just enjoying the day here. Looks like a really nice one again. This is a great building over here, maybe a theater, perhaps. Has that look, right? 3 lanes wide here. Looks like we're kind of heading against traffic the way we're moving. epic statue here in the distance. Let's keep moving towards that. Wow, big monuments here. Look at that. Wonder if these date back to the Soviet era? Possibly. Kind of has that look. Look at that huge bridge in the distance. That's they just built 2 brand new bridges in the city. Really, really big bridges. And we'll be sure to check those out. I was reading a little bit about them prior to recording here. This looks like a hotel, maybe. What an interesting building this is. With this cutout. I wonder if that's original to the building or some sort of addition. Either way, it's kind of interesting. Really enjoying these old streets. Feels very European. Interesting. I wasn't sure what I was quite expecting, but this is, I don't know. I'm pleasantly surprised. It seems like a very nice place. Definitely very walkable. Tons of shops. Tons of restaurants. Dab. You know, pizzeria bar. Yeah, definitely stop in there. Neat old building up here on the right. I like this little drive up to it. Looks like I don't know, maybe an old hotel. Feels very historic all through here. Of course, we're in the kind of historic district of the town. We're going to get out and see more of it in a minute here. I'll pop up. Right now, I'm just kind of enjoying zooming all around here. Great building up here on the left. Not sure what that is. Kind of looks like a train station, maybe. Looks like we can actually turn into here. Oh yeah, this is pretty neat in here. What is that? Okay, I think it is a train station. Boy, what a classic look that is. I'm a big fan of that. Slightly more dreary day here. Looks like a big new building going in off there to the right. Again, very lively scene out here. People out, even on a, overcast day. Love this big Russian font up there. Not sure what that says, of course. But I love that train station. Something about this old, 1890s train station or whatever. I don't know, just puts a smile on my face. So classic. Wonder if we can get a nice view of that. Well, maybe right here. Ah, perfect. Oh, very nice. Yeah, big fan of that. Definitely walk around in there. Maybe take a train somewhere. Interesting. Yeah, I read that actually the city really boomed in population, and it really grew when it was connected to the what's it called? Trans-Siberian Railway back in 1916, which they had been building for a long time. I want to read more of that history about that construction, because what an epic project that must have been. The grandest of scales, connecting all of Russia basically. So once that was connected to Vladivostok all the way over here on the eastern coast, you could then hop on a train and take it to Moscow or Paris or whatever through connection. But even so far away here, you could be really connected to the rest of the European world, or basically wherever you want to go. Interesting. Major port city here, obviously. And there's a large military presence here, too. There has been for a very long time. The Russian military has had a base here going back to the Soviet days. I think there might be this kind of looks military to me. Down in here, there's a dry dock they have. The city was actually closed to foreigners during the Soviet years. Oh, look at this. Those are submarines there. Definitely military. The way these are kind of fanned out here, that's neat. Also feels almost certainly military. Oh yeah, definitely, right? Russian battleships or something, I'm not sure. Very neat though. Tons of boats here. Everywhere you can park a boat, there's a boat parked. That's neat. I wonder if we can get a view of any of this. Possibly not. It is, again, military. I wonder if we can see up on this hill. Oh, look at this. And there it is. My goodness, what a wonderful view this is. Yeah, again, I think that's all military there. And here's, I think this is the largest, I think this is the larger bridge. Yeah. This is the Rusky Bridge, completed in 2012. This is the longest cable-stayed bridge in the world. 10,200 feet in total. But it's like, I think the longest span here is a little over 3,600 feet. Really massive bridge. Beautiful construction. And here's the rest of the city off to our right here, back around. That's the other new bridge they built there. We'll go over and check that out in a bit. Here's a real good view of everything, though. Tons of apartment buildings. Interesting. What a wonderful view up here in a drone or something. It seems like that. How about that? Let's go over on this hillside and move down a little bit. Yep, apartment buildings. Residential zone. Ooh, just get a sense of this. Feels very quiet out here, or a lot more quiet than where we were earlier. Tree lined, very bright. Playground up in there. Just a quiet residential zone. Some of these buildings, obviously quite old, looking a little dated at this point, but others look pretty new or certainly updated. Interesting. Mixture of vehicles here, lots of like SUV style, and then some smaller ones too. Looks like we're being followed by somebody here. Not quite sure. Interesting. Yeah, some of the older buildings look like they need maybe a little help, but I mean, it's just an old apartment building. That's true of almost anywhere. Let's get another view of this. Yeah, I mean, it's an old apartment building. I'm sure it could use a little work or whatever, but pretty standard. Some of these are like kind of smaller single-family homes back up in here, almost farming, looks like. I'm not sure if there's much farming that goes on in the city here. Perhaps a little. Kind of looks like they have some backyard farms at least. Interesting. Let's see. Let's go out here by this point. Octopus Cafe, that sounds like a fun place. Let's drop in front of there. Not sure where the Octopus Cafe is. Maybe I fell on a street away from it. Nice homes up on the top of this hill here with a great view out here. Pretty epic. It must get really cold up here. I know it gets bitter cold in North Korea during the winter months. And we're north of that, so it must get extremely chilly, to say the least, up in here. Which I'm sure engineering those bridges and so forth, that'd be, when you're dealing with major climate swings like that, that's going to be a challenge. Right down here in the water now. Great place to come down. I don't know if you can go fishing here. Probably. Great view out here of all these boats. Tons of maritime traffic. Looks like a few people have parked their cars. Can we come right down to this point? Kind of looks like it. This is neat. Man, pretty fantastic. What a great view all through here. This is neat. Wait, how far can we really go all the way down here? Okay. This might be the end of our tour. This part of it here. Yeah, it looks like people... Oh, they're launching little boats out here. There they are. Maybe they're doing a training exercise here. We're just launching boats. Yep. Pretty neat view down there. How about that? Let's go nearby there. Kind of head back inland. Big truck here. Looks very wet out here right now. Maybe it's a rainy season. Look at that. Interesting buildings. Definitely has that Soviet look. I read that the city was actually the location of the Brezhnev and President Ford strategic arms limitation talks back in 1974. Which is interesting because the city being closed to outsiders, that must have been quite a challenge then to bring in the President of the United States and his entourage into this closed city. I'm sure they kept parts quite hidden as much as possible. I understand during that era, you would have, privacy is the utmost importance, especially in a military city. That kind of makes sense. But that was an important meeting aimed at curbing nuclear weapons production. I was a supporter of that, of course. Glassy new building going up here. Has a nice look to it. Lots of little shops. Love seeing all the people out and about. A lot of pedestrians. I don't see a lot of bicycles and motorcycles. Could be chilly out right now, but mostly cars and pedestrians. Let's see if we can take a right turn here. Like this brick building here on the left. Looks like a bank. Interesting. Let's keep exploring. Let's see here. Here's a stadium up here right on the water. That's kind of a neat place to catch a soccer game. Stadion. Wonder if we can get inside there. Not really. Oh, looks like we can go nearby. Oh, look at this. Whoa. What a great view we have up here. Fantastic view over the city. Wow. And boy, does it look chilly, doesn't it? Look at that whole bay here's frozen. Oh, it feels frigid. The soccer field looks pristine, though. You can still play a game on it, even right now, if you want to go outside during this weather. Oh, man. How about that? All the boats and ships have been pulled out of the water here, protected, winterized. I think we were down here earlier. Again, there's that distant bridge. And there's another new one, which maybe we'll check out after this. It's a great view here. These towers look very, very pristine here. I like the look of them. Some older ones in here as well. Pretty neat. Definitely some new stuff going up here. Brand new towers there. These look very nice. Let's try to check out some of those new ones here. Let's see. Unimart. Oh yeah, there's those new buildings going up. Lovely views out here. Hard to kind of tell, but we do have a nice view up over the water. Again, major elevation changes as you go around the city. Lots of hills. Maybe that's why there's not too many bicycles. Not a great bicycling city, perhaps. Love this view of these guys hanging out here. That's great. Nice overlook. I like this whole district in here, actually. This has a... yeah, really nice look. Not sure what's going on here. Some sort of... can't quite tell. Again, maybe a theater? Can't quite tell. More historic streets through here. Just zoom down here a little bit. Very pedestrian friendly in here. Almost closed to traffic, although there are still vehicles at least parked in here. Tons of people out shopping on this street. This is very nice. I love this. You see this in a lot of cities around the world. They'll close off, especially European cities. I see it in a lot, I think, but all around there'll be streets that are basically closed to vehicular traffic and are just pedestrian shopping. Pirate Coffee, Doto Studio. Oh, Photo Studio. Again, I can't read. It's Skin. Interesting. Great little street here, though. Liking that a lot. Would definitely go for a walk down there if I came to town. Looks like it's all through there. Very nice. All right, let's check out this other bridge here while we're in this part of town. Let's drop right on it. Why not? All right. Very nice. All right, so I think this is the Zolotoy Bridge, also completed in 2012. There was a major APEC meeting here in 2012, and as part of that, they completed these two bridges, which is quite a feat for a meeting of APEC. But obviously, I'm sure it was a long-planned construction and major benefit to the city, I would have to think. I'm not sure if these replaced earlier bridges or if there was just nothing here. This is the 14th longest cable-stayed bridge in the world. Still 4,500 feet. Very nice. I like the artwork on the side of this building there. A little forced perspective kind of thing going on there. That's neat. Great view over the town here. Really seems like an interesting city to live in and to explore. It's definitely very dynamic. Partially it's the hills and the way the water is kind of naturally laid out, and the way the city is laid out around it. And it creates a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of zones. See how that is? Everything's separated in kind of a neat way. I think it's kind of neat. All right, one or two more places here. I know I haven't seen too much. If you live in Vladivostok and I missed some of your favorite places, do let me know. I'll come back and check them out. Thanks for watching the video, everyone. Always, of course, please subscribe. Give it a like and a share. Whatever. Always appreciate that. Let's move up this hill here. Quite steep. Yeah, you wouldn't want to take a bicycle up here. Oh boy. Even going for a walk up this hill would be strenuous potentially. Although these people look like they're having a nice day, just going for a stroll. Getting some shopping done. Interesting. Really neat that we can explore the world this way. I just love it. What a treat. Let's drop down over here. Looks like there's some mining going on here, maybe, or maybe it's concrete production. Kind of had that look. Interesting buildings there in the distance. Well, that's all apartments up there. Great views out of those, I'm sure. Auto something? Auto body? All right, let's see. Maybe one more place. We didn't really explore this whole southern... I don't think this is really part of Vladivostok officially, but there's obviously this whole island if you live here that you can explore. I mean, that's what this bridge here connects is. There's an oceanarium. That's kind of neat. All kinds of stuff. Outdoor activities you could do. Look at the ice in there. Look at that. I wonder if there's a view back of the land. Oh, perfect. Oh, wonderful. Great views out here. Obviously, winter, fall time. Look at these old houses down here. That roof is missing at this point. Beautiful terrain up here. I'm gonna have to explore more of the far north here of Russia and all these parts of the world that get just, I don't know, super far north. I love seeing people living this far up here. Here's this little piece of land we got out to earlier. Yeah, and there's the city back in there, distantly those bridges, and what a sight, what a cool place. I'm glad I got to explore this. For now, I'm going to add to my map. If you enjoyed this, let me know where you want me to check out. I have an ongoing list that I can add it to. And I always put out a poll where you can vote on where I go to next. Usually I put out a poll. Occasionally I'll do kind of a video of my own that unpolled surprise location video. If you're watching this live, check back on January 1st. I have a special episode. I'm going to be in Dubai. Not really, but virtually I'll be in Dubai. And that's going to be a special time. There's the city again. Very neat place. All right. Check out some of my other tours. Till next time.